Hello, today we're going to be doing something different. I'm going to be tier listing all the plains of all the water, the plains of I'm going to be tier listing all the plains of Eidolon bodies of water. If I sound a little monotone right now, it's because I want to sound monotone. Also, Happy New Year's. So I'm in Captura right now, and I can't really pull out the map. I can pull out the map, but I can't pull out the detailed map, so I can't show you the map. So I'm gonna use this handy map from this guy on Reddit called Deleted. Wow, that's such a cool username. But yeah, Mr. Deleted has so kindly stitched together this Plains of Eidolon map so I can use it for my purposes. I don't think any of the bodies of water have a name other than Gar Thot Lake and the ocean, so I'll just give them names of their own. Anyway, let's start with Mersa Bay. Oh, there's an invisible barrier blocking the way. How unfortunate. Okay, well at least I can see it from here. I'm gonna give it a C tier because I can at least see it. Next up we're going to Riven Pond. It's called Riven Pond because I always come here to do that riven where you have to fish, mine, and kill in 30 seconds. Do I have to do it here every time? No, but I choose to. I'm gonna give it a B tier because it helped me and I like things that help me. Next up we're going to, I didn't even know this pond existed before I made this video because, well, I didn't even know this pond existed before I made this video. And for that reason I'm putting it in F tier because where else would I put it? Well, I do know of one place, but that's a little inappropriate and we can save that for later. Next up, next up we're going to the ocean. It's called My Ex-Girlfriend because it's too large and it has stuff all over it. Also, I guess it's not really an ocean because you can see the mountains back there, so it's kind of like a lake, but I'll still call it an ocean because I still believe it to be an ocean in my heart, and that's all that really matters in life. Also, there's this cute little shark. I'm sorry, little shark. There's this cute little shark over here. I accidentally bashed it in the eyes. It's dead though, so like I'm sure it doesn't care. Anyway, I give my ex-girlfriend an F because she's fat. I'm taking a motorcycle to the next one because it's so much fun. Doesn't it sound like I'm having so much fun right now? Anyway, this pond is called My Asshole. Don't ask why it looks like that. That's not something I'm ready to share just yet. Anyway, I give this pond an A tier. I'll let you guess why. Next up, we're going to the left eye. I call it the left eye because it looks like a left eye when you look at it on the map. Except if it was actually a face, it would be the right eye. But it's my left, and I'm the only thing that matters. Anyway, it's a pond with a bunch of trash floating over it. Kinda reminds me of that time my high school made us do community service, and they made us clean a pond that looked like this. Except this one looked better. Alright, next up we have the right eye. It is right next to the left eye. Wow, someone stabbed this guy's eye with a tree. That's not nice. Anyway, this looks like a pretty good vacation spot. I can see myself sitting on a chair, sipping Diet Coke while burning under the sun. Sounds like a great vacation. I'm giving this one a B. I would have given it an A if the tree wasn't there, but the tree's there, so yeah. Also, I forgot to rank the left eye in the last one, so I'll rank the left eye right now. I'm giving the left eye an F. Next up we have the world's most interesting pond. It's called the world's most interesting pond because there is so much to say about it. Let me tell you one of the numerous facts about the world's most interesting pond that I'm sure you will love. I hope you enjoyed that fact about the world's most interesting pond. I know I did. I'm going to give the world's most interesting pond an S tier because it's so interesting. Next up we have you versus the guy she tells you not to worry about. I'll let you determine who is you and who is the guy she tells you not to worry about because life is a choose your own adventure book and I love choosing my own adventure. I'm going to give you versus the guy she tells you not to worry about a big and small D tier. Next up we have the small chicken, because if you go up into the air, it looks like a small chicken, but the other word for chicken. It's also like curved to one side. I think whoever owns this chicken spanked it too much. I'm giving it an F tier because it reminds me of my own chicken. Except I don't spank my chicken, I just feed him grass. I give the small chicken an F tier because it's too small. Help me, I'm stuck in a tree. Next up we have the twins, because they look the same. Do you think these two pawns were born at the same time? Because if they weren't, I'd be lying by saying they're twins. And I never lie. Let me know in the comments if you think these pawns were born at the same time. Anyway, I give the twins an S tier because 2 is always better than 1. I call this one the Bay of Pigs because it looks like a failure. Also, it's reminding me that I'm actually really hungry right now. I just woke up like 3 hours ago. I have not eaten anything. It's like I'm playing a survival game and my food bar is really low and I'm about to die soon. Maybe I can cook up one of the pigs in my fridge and eat it. Anyway, I'm giving the Bay of Pigs an S tier because it was featured in the hit Call of Duty franchise game Call of Duty Black Ops 1 back in 2010. And also it's reminding me that I'm hungry. Next up we have Gar Thot Lake. Also I'm on a necromech right now because I feel like it. And I like mechs. Look how fast I can go. Woo-wee. Anyway, I'm not sure how accurate the name Gar Thot Lake is. What did Gara do to deserve being called a thought? I do not agree with such accusations. Gara is a beautiful glass queen, and I will not stand for such accusations. I'm giving Gar Thot Lake an F tier because it's not Gar Thot Lake, it's Gar Thot Lake. I call this one the piece of shit lake because it looks like Gar Thot Lake took a piece of shit and left it there. And now it smells worse than Harley Quinn's farts. I'm giving this one the shit tier, aka the F tier. I call this one the constipation lake because it looks like you're trying to push the poop out, but it just won't come out. I'm also giving it an F tier because I hate when that happens. I call this one the overflowing lake because it looks like it's about to overflow at any minute. Kinda reminds me of my ex-girlfriend. Not the one I mentioned earlier, it's another one. I actually like this one. Anyway, I'm giving this an S tier because it brings back good memories. I call this one hollow because it looks like one of those food dishes people make that is 95% art and 5% food. I'm giving it an F tier because it reminds me of my soul, which is also hollow. Up next, we're going to what I call the hopium pump, because it looks like it's pumping hopium straight into my veins to make me believe that I'm actually going to achieve my hopes and dreams. I'm giving it a D tier because at least it gives me hope. Up next we have the Ghost of Cetus, because it reminds me of one of those places you write a haiku in Ghost of Tsushima. Also, the Plains of Eidolon is showing me its chocolate starfish, and I'm not sure I appreciate it. Anyway, let me read you this haiku I wrote. Hit the like button. Do not forget to subscribe. And leave a comment. I'm giving the Ghost of Cetus an S tier because it allowed me to write the best haiku I've ever written in my life. I'm too lazy to come up with a name for this one, so I'm just gonna call it Big Billy Bob. Hello, Big Billy Bob. What brings you here on this afternoon? Good talk. I'm giving Big Billy Bob an F tier because he didn't want to talk to me. I'm gonna call this one On the Edge Lake because I love being on the edge of life. Please forget about the edging part. I do not partake in such activities. I'm going to give Edging Lake an S tier because I love edge. Up next we have Starfield. I call it Starfield because it is so forgettable and boring. I'm going to give Starfield an F and a B tier for forgettable and boring, but I take the B back because it doesn't deserve it. Up next we have the clearest lake I have ever seen in my life. The water is so clear that maybe I can find my enthusiasm and emotion if I look long enough. It kinda reminds me of those lychee jelly cups my mom used to buy me when I was a kid. Anyway, I give this one an A because I like those lychee jelly cups. Alright, up next we have Your Mom Last Night. So like, if this water flows from this tower down onto the pond, how does it not overflow? Like, you know? Maybe I shouldn't think about it too hard. Maybe it's magic. I know for a fact that Your Mom Last Night was creating magic. I'm going to give Your Mom Last Night a A tier. I like to call this one my PC after playing Path of Exile 2, because everything is on fire and there's water everywhere. And I don't know why there's water everywhere. I give my PC after playing Path of Exile 2 an F tier because my PC sucks. Up next we have Africa. I call it Africa because it looks like Africa. I'm giving Africa an A tier because A stands for Africa. Oh wow, they actually gave this one a name. It's called Rinthy Spring. It's pretty long too. I mean look, it goes all the way down there. I wish I was that long. Anyway, look, we got this nice little dock we can rest at, have a little vacation. There's this radioactive waste out there in the water. That's my favorite. I'm going to give Rinthy Spring an A tier because I love bathing in radioactive waste. I'm gonna call this one Postcard Lake because it looks like you can take a picture and make a shitty postcard out of it. See, look. I'm gonna give Postcard Lake a D tier because the postcard was pretty shitty. I'm gonna include the pond next to Gar Thot Lake in this video, even though I think it's a part of Gar Thot Lake, because I know at least one person will complain if it's not a part of the video. Anyway, I give it an F tier. Up next we have Cryptid Lake. I call it Cryptid Lake because I have fond memories of catching coots here. You know what would be funny is if it turned out you can't catch coots here and I'm lying to you. But I never lie, so that would never happen. Anyway, I give Cryptid Lake an S tier. I really wish this was part of Cryptid Lake, but it's not. It's not connected. Anyway, it's called Cryptid Lake's little brother because it's smaller than Cryptid Lake and it's right next to it. I give Cryptid Lake's little brother an F tier because I hate children. I think the police are after me for making such a good video. I'm going to call this one the Size Matters Lake because I'm pretty sure it's the biggest lake that's not called Gar Thot Lake. Anyway, I'm going to give the Size Matters Lake a C tier because I do not believe that size matters. I'm going to call this one the Marshall Mathers Lake because I'm pretty sure it's the only Marshall Mathers Lake that's not Gar Thot Lake. Anyway, I'm gonna give the Marshall Mathers Lake an S tier because I believe that Marshall Mathers. Up next we have Your Mom 2 Nights Ago. It looks like Your Mom 2 Nights Ago has a leaking problem because, look, I'm gonna give Your Mom 2 Nights Ago a D tier because she has a leaking problem and she should get that fixed. I'm gonna call this one 20 Waves of Defense because it's about as boring as running 20 Waves of Defense. I'm gonna give 20 Waves of Defense an F tier, both the pond and the mission type. I'm gonna call this one the high school physics class because those things remind me of some of the tools I used in high school physics class. Hey, did you know I applied for a job once and they said I needed a degree in theoretical physics, so I told them I had a theoretical degree in physics, and they said, say no more fam. I totally didn't steal that joke from Fallout New Vegas. Anyway, I give the high school physics class a C because I hate math, but I like the concept of physics. Alright, I won't make a your mom joke this time. Anyway, I think if your dad is going to be performing such activities, he should at least get paid for it. I'm gonna give your dad last night a D, just like he got last night. Up next we have what I like to call my money, because my money long. I'm gonna give my money an S tier because it's long. I call this one combining the streams because it reminds me of when you're in the bathroom taking a leak and there's another guy 2 urinals over and you make eye contact and you decide to combine your streams into the urinal between you. Wait, is that not a normal thing to do? Oh, well forget I said that. Anyway, I'm giving combining the streams an F tier because it made me reveal my biggest secret to the internet. Okay, so I physically cannot get to the next one because there's an invisible wall blocking me from getting to it. So I'm gonna call it 5,000 subscribers because it is just out of reach to me. Maybe you can help me reach it by pressing that subscribe button if you haven't pressed it already. Anyway, I'm giving 5,000 subscribers a B tier because I want it and I can't get it yet. I actually forgot to rank this one until after I ranked all the other lakes, so I'm gonna call this the Forgotten Lake. I'm giving the Forgotten Lake an F tier for forgotten. Anyway, that was the Plains of Eidolon tier list. I hope you had a happy new year, and if you didn't, well, I can't help you there. I'm still working on that Cryptid ranking video. I'm super excited about that. I might not sound excited right now, but believe me, I'm super excited. Anyway, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed already, and leave a comment about anything. I'll probably read it, maybe, and I will see you in the next one.